Welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, the world's leading authority on childcare marketing, mindset, expansion, and profitability. Our host, Brian Duprey, is the world's most sought-after childcare coach, having helped tens of thousands of childcare owners from around the globe take their business to the next level. Let's welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, our host, Brian Duprey.
Thank you for tuning in to the Childcare Genius Training Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Duprey, and I am joined today by Miss April Bender, my talented co-host today. How you doing, April?
Doing well. Thanks, Brian.
All right. Well, today we're going to tackle a really cool topic called having an accountability buddy. April, what's an accountability buddy?
Somebody in the industry typically that you can have good communication with. Usually on a set schedule, we like to schedule our appointments in advance to kind of be at the same time every week. And you can ask each other questions, bounce issues and ideas off of, and then hold each other accountable for your goals.
Awesome. Would you want somebody like this to be maybe a competitor down the road?
Probably not. That would not be my recommendation.
Yes, I would make sure your accountability probably isn't even another zip code or even another state, or maybe at least a couple hours away in your same state would be fine. But just make sure that this is not a person that they can compete in a way, because that could be, because you want to be able to be open and candid, right?
Absolutely. That's the whole goal.
All right. So you get on a call with your accountability buddy. What are we going to talk about?
We usually talk about kind of a variety of things, but really the key topics, I would say, some upcoming events, right? So we have some fundraisers and we need ideas. What have you used in the past? Things like that. Maybe we have Donuts with Dad coming up, or a school carnival. Where did you get your materials and supplies? What is your theme? It's so easy. Just like you said, you're not going to do it with the person down the street and have the same thing. But if you share those ideas, then it takes a lot of the work off of you of having to find all of those supplies. And then you can share it on Facebook and with marketing, promoting different things. We talk about marketing and what we're going to use for Facebook posts. We share ideas that way. In fact, we had some fun ones in our group. And when the Barbie movie came out, one of my accountability buddies had the idea to take Barbie on a tour around her school. And so she was able to find a teacher Barbie. And none of the other, accountability buddies, me and the other gal, we couldn't find one. And so she had to tell us where she found it. And then she shared her video, and that got a lot of attention on Facebook. So Barbie took a tour of our school, and that was really fun. And then, like when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were, in the news, then they came and they were enrolling their future baby at our schools, and we shared those ideas. So stuff that maybe I would have never thought of, and they're creative and we have different strengths. So, marketing ideas, Facebook posts, upcoming events, stuff like that. We always talk, of course, about issues that we're facing, like staffing struggles. The number one thing I feel we talk about a lot are policies, right? Times are changing. Sometimes we need to update our policies. And so walking through that together, well, what about this issue? Or, something that I didn't think of. Maybe we're talking about a new policy that's in place with a new law that's come out, and it's brand new to us, and we have to brainstorm ideas. And then also hearing, well, that's not allowed in my state, but this is allowed in, this is the law in my state. And being able to say, okay, well, what's kind of a universal plan that we could come up with, and hashing out what this policy should look like that is with other people in the industry, right? Not an accounting firm or McDonald's down the street. They're not going to have those same understandings of meeting ratios and stuff like that. So, but really being able to provide support to each other. Part of the time is spent voicing just what's been frustrating this week. And maybe it's just like, I'm sorry that that's happening, and I've gone through that before, and some empathy. And other times it's like, well, maybe we need to figure out some ideas of how to help you out through this. Have you tried this, or have you tried that? What can we do to support you? And really we built a friendship over it, and it rolls into talking about our personal lives and what we're maybe struggling with at home as well. And that's really nice to have somebody that understands the industry, and then you can be able to talk to in your personal life as well.
For sure. I can remember my first accountability buddy like 7 or 8 years ago, and we would meet, oh God, every week or every other week. And it was just nice to have somebody to hold each other accountable. Like what we would do is we would say, here's my to-do list, what I like to get done this week. And she would tell me her to-do list of what she wanted to get done that week. And we would hold each other accountable the following week. Hey, did you get that done? Oh, sorry, got dragged my feet. And we would, we kind of yell at each other for not doing that. It was just, because you have to hold yourself accountable as a business owner. That's a hard thing to do sometimes. And, you were young when you first started out, April, and it was a little harder to motivate yourself, and get going when you initially start out. So some of you who are listening to this podcast, you've only been doing this a year or two, and you're still a little timid. So you kind of need somebody to kind of hold you accountable, and accountability buddy would be very helpful for that.
Yeah, I mean, like going to these conferences, you learn so much information, and then you need somebody to hold you accountable when you get back to have that checklist. Okay, I set some goals. Have you, what are you going to do? What should we do? You can do it together even. Sometimes your checklist overlaps and your goals overlap together, and you can do it together then, and not have to reinvent the wheel all alone, but to come back and say, here's my checklist of what my goals were. And then to have the other person, hold you accountable. Are you getting it done? How are you doing on that? Do you have any hiccups, bumps in the road of what isn't going well? And then having another, you know what I mean, as another whole nother brain to brainstorm ideas with of how you're going to get to that end goal. It's very
I tell you,
nice.
if you share your goal with somebody, you have a much greater chance of achieving it. When you write down a goal and nobody knows about it, it's sure a lot easier to not work for it, because you're like, if I don't do it, who's going to know? Well, that's why you'll see me confessing goals in front of people all the time. Carol and I do whatever my goals are, whether it could be a health goal, a weight loss goal, I tell everybody, because I figure the more people I tell, the more embarrassed I'd be if I didn't hit it. So it makes me work harder. So that's what an accountability buddy will do. It holds you that if you tell somebody, hey, I'm going to do XYZ, boy, we're putting it out there that you better go do it, or you're not, a person of your word, and your word is bond. So you speaking it will help it to come true.
Absolutely. And it makes it less lonely. Having all these goals and stuff, if you're the only one there doing it, it's kind of lonely and it's not very fun. But if you have other people that you get to talk to about it, and the more you talk about it, just like you said, the more likely it is that it's going to come to life. And so having somebody to talk to about it and not being lonely, because this this field can be pretty lonely if as an owner or director, when you're facing challenges or trying to make improvements and you're the only person there trying to get it done. Being able to talk to other people about it that understand this field and the industry and the things that go on behind the scenes that you need to know and be knowledgeable about is very helpful. Helps you get your goals accomplished.
For sure. Picture this. You're running a marathon or a race, and you know how at the end they have this little tape that you run through, and you see people at the marathon, like the winner goes through the tape, and only one person gets to do that. So when you're setting a goal, you're running and you're going through that tape. The only problem is you look around and nobody's there to see when you hit that goal. And that's what it feels like to be a childcare owner, that you're running through this tape and I'm the only one that's there. No, like there's nobody here to cheer me on, but an accountability buddy is there to say, good job, you did it. And that is the power behind it. And you work harder, you'll get more done. Find an accountability buddy. I think it'll change your business and change your life.
Absolutely. And when you stumble and fall, they will be there to pick you up, because at some point they're going to be in those shoes and you can help each other. It's, nobody's perfect. Nobody has a perfect business, and having somebody that you can, feel like I'm not failing, right? Other people have struggles too. It's not just me. Everybody has struggles, or everybody sets goals that they maybe have hiccups in. I think that's very helpful to be able to keep moving forward instead of getting, stuck on that bump in the road.
For sure. They're not your coach, they're your cheerleader. And
Yep.
that's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody with a pom-pom to say, hey, good job. And again, be there to help pick you up when you get down, because we're all going to stumble. So, all right, we're going to leave it at that. That was a great, great topic. I hope people listen. And again, if we can help you out in any way in your business, feel free to reach out. Brian at childcaregenius.com, April at childcaregenius.com. We're here to help you grow your childcare business. So until next week, this is Brian Duprey and April Bender signing off. Hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and we will see you next week on the Childcare Genius Training Podcast. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Childcare Genius Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help grow your childcare business. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Childcare Genius community.